Come to me, little planties. I've got space for you in my collection. Hello my fellows! Welcome. If you're new here, my name is Grace and I love plants. If you're interested to learn about new varieties or care tips, then definitely hit subscribe. I post videos every week. I've seen other planty people on YouTube do plant wish lists for 2021, and I thought it was such a good idea not only to keep track of the plants that you're interested in, but also to put it out there and manifest them, you know? Anyway, if you are interested to see what plants I have on my wish list for 2021, then definitely keep on watching. Number one on my wish list is this Protophyllum. I think it looks unreal. It's very similar to the Piper ornatum or Piper crocatum. I do have that plant in my collection, which I showed in part 2 of my houseplant collection video, and I will link that in the cards above if you're interested and haven't watched that already. This plant is a little bit different in that it is a little bit fatter or rounder, so it looks more like a rounded heart shape, and it is also velvet. And another thing as well is that the metallic veins are a little bit more subtle compared to the Piper crocatum, and I think overall it just makes this plant look like a little jewel. It is a little bit reminiscent of like jewel orchids to me, and I just love them. This plant I'm trying to find in Australia, but I don't think it has hit the market here yet because I haven't seen anyone talk about it or sell it or anything like that in the market here, but I will definitely keep an eye out because I really want to get my hands on this plant. Second plant on my wish list is a begonia, and it is this Begonia by Pinnatifida. Begonia by Pinnatifida. I think that's how you say it. What I like about this begonia is that it looks like a fern with the delicate leaves, and it also looks like it's multicolored with the deep reds and some greens and a little bit of yellow in there. It kind of reminds me of fall, which is my favorite season, so I really do enjoy the look of this begonia. Now I know that this is available in Australia because I have seen another houseplant enthusiast based in Melbourne have this in their collection, but for the love of God, I can't find like any sellers selling it on eBay or Facebook or online anywhere. So I'm just adding it to my wish list and putting it out there that I am looking for this particular plant. So if any of you guys are watching are based in Australia and you know where I can get my hands on one of these guys, then definitely do let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so now let's move on to some philodendrons. The third plant on my wish list is this Philodendron ploumanii round form. So this is quite a popular plant compared to the previous two that I mentioned, and that's no surprise because it is yet another heart-shaped philodendron, but it's beautiful, pillowy, and silvery. It is also glossy and has these like silver streaks or highlights on the top of the leaves contrasted against the grooves in the foliage pattern. So it just makes it super interesting to look at. And also the petioles have ruffling on the edges and has a slight red tinge to it, which I think overall makes it a really unique plant. It's like a pastazanum crossed with a silver cloud on steroids in my opinion. How can you resist? How? It's just not possible, so onto the wish list it goes. Alright, fourth plant on my wish list is another philodendron, and it is no stranger either. Can you guess what it is? Well, who am I kidding? There is so many, so I'm just gonna tell you. It is none other than the Philodendron El Choco Red. I mean, come on, are you seeing this? Heart-shaped leaf, tick, velvety, tick, red back, tick. All the best parts of the Philodendron verrucosum with the neon veination and the red abaxial, and the leaf shape of the Philodendron gloriosum. Yes, please. Take my money. This has made its way to Australia, but it is extremely rare and extremely hard to find, and not to mention probably extremely expensive. So I will have this on my wish list for a little while, I think. That is it for philodendrons. Now let's move on to the rest of my wish list that happens to all be Hoyas. Reason being, I do have quite a number in my collection, and I have found them mostly to be quite easy care, and also I am obsessed with their blooms. That is the reason why I will be looking more into Hoyas this year. First Hoya on my wish list is the Hoya Yeti. I'm really drawn to the Hoya Yeti in particular because of the shape of their leaves. It is long and narrow but has a deep groove in the middle with dark rims on the edges, and I just think that it looks really interesting compared to the other long leaf Hoyas. Like I've seen the Kentiana, I've also seen like the Hoya Shepherdii and also Minibel, but none of them really tickle my fancy as much as the Hoya Yeti. Also, can we talk about the variegated form of this plant? It is just absolutely stunning with the multicoloration. I'm just really into that. Now this plant is probably really easy to find over in the UK and the US. I've seen lots of big bushy pots of these guys, but here in Australia I haven't really seen like a big pot of it. I've only seen cuttings, but they sell out really quickly here in Australia, so I am just waiting for the right specimen for the right time, and yeah, manifesting. Next Hoya I have on my wish list is the Hoyaobavada. Need I say more? Who can resist the thick, round, juicy leaves? I think they're super adorable. But more importantly, I think the blooms on the Hoyaobavada are one of the prettiest blooms. It's like this really nice pale pink color, and although there are quite a number of cuttings available here in Australia, I am holding out for a nicer specimen, like a larger one and a more established one, so that it can bloom for me quicker. Second to last plant on this wish list is the Hoya Matilde. I think most people have this plant in their collection. It is super adorable. It's got these roundish pointy leaves that are succulent and thick, and it's got a nice growth pattern to it as well. It's quite possibly the cutest Hoya I've ever seen. Every time I see a photo of it, I just want to pinch it. And also the blooms, they have these like white delicate blooms. They're also really pretty, and yeah, I just need this plant in my collection. Final plant on my wish list is none other than the Hoya Australis Lisa. I mean, come on, look at this plant, guys. It is just absolutely stunning. It's very similar to the Hoyaobavada in the leaf shape, but it has these like beautiful watercolor variegation, and the new growth comes out a bright red as well, which I think just makes it absolutely stunning with a different multicolor effect yet again. I think you guys can see a theme. It is such a pretty plant. So for the last couple of months at the end of 2020, I have been chasing this plant on auctions, but guys, like honestly, these plants sell out so quickly. There are so many Hoya heads here in Australia, and every time the bid just goes up to like 500, and I just cannot justify that price. But I do have someone reach out to me saying that they have a cutting for sale at a pretty reasonable price, so I am quite happy to go ahead with that. That is currently on hold, and I am really looking forward to collecting this plant in, I think, a week's time. So that's all the plants that I have on my wish list for 2021 so far. No doubt there will be more, and I will be adding to this list throughout the year. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment down below to let me know what plants you have on your wish list for this year, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I post videos every week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!